This is a continued discussion from the previous episode of Nose to Tail, a podcast where we explore the world of aviation lifecycle solutions, insights, and more. Presented by Jet Midwest.
From a customer perspective, what is that thing that you're really providing that sets your group apart from your competitors out there in the marketplace?
18 locations across the globe. There's nobody else that can come close to that. So anywhere that your aircraft is located at, we can come and usually pick up right from where the aircraft's at. Any of the safety equipment that's right there and bring it to a local facility. Saves time on transportation, saves money on shipping costs. And like I said, it's the same process at any location that goes through. So if you're getting a 10-day turnaround time and a certain price point in Dallas, Texas, you're going to get the same thing over in Paris, France, or Amsterdam. And a customer can then depend on that, can budget that, can plan that, and have that peace of mind knowing that if their aircraft is over in the Middle East, we got a facility there too to help them out.
Are you guys going to continue to expand? It's a big world. Is there going to be more expansion coming in the future?
There is, yeah. So we actually are in process of 2 more acquisitions. Can't disclose those yet, where they're at. But we are looking to kind of duplicate what we have here in the U.S., those 8 sites from coast to coast over in Europe. Right now we have 5 sites, so we're probably looking at a few more in Europe to make sure we have that complete coverage. And then the Asia-Pacific region as well. We want to duplicate that kind of coverage as we're at now. So as we continue to grow across the globe, we want to have that presence where the majority of the aircraft have bases or maintenance bases or teardown facilities and that, so we're close to that customer base.
Is there a unique challenge between the expansion differential between expanding in the U.S. versus Europe, or the U.S. versus Asia-Pacific, which I can imagine just from the topography it would be completely different than the European or the North American continents. Tell me about some of the challenges maybe you've faced and or overcome.
Yeah, so is the FAA listening to this podcast too?
I hope they are. They should be dedicated listeners.
There we go. But yeah, so here in the U.S., obviously when you expand or purchase into a new MRO or a new maintenance facility, you do have the challenge of the bureaucracy of the FAA and getting the license and certification for the site. Unfortunately, that takes a lot longer than we'd all like to, so it does slow down the expansion here in the U.S. We recently brought on Los Angeles and Miami. Those are 2 new sites in the last 3 years, so we've experienced that. But then we go over to Europe, and not only are you dealing with the European Union on that and EASA, but each individual country has their own rules and regulations that you got to go through. Some are easier, some are more difficult. And then the same thing in the APAC region. Depending on which country you go into, it's a lot of the governmental bureaucracy and hurdles that they put in place there to do it. So starting with the fun part, that's finding these companies that would be a good fit for yours. A lot of research goes into it, a lot of analysis goes in, and then the negotiations, of course. So that's all the fun stuff. And then fortunately for us on this side, on the business development side, and my colleague Chris Wright over in the UK, we get to turn that over usually to finance or legal or something. They deal with all of that.
That is a really good strategy on your part to make sure that someone else is responsible.
Absolutely,
to do those things.
They put their signature on the last line.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate in my career that my brother and sister and I are partners, and Karen handles a lot of those things that are more difficult to do. We're more the free flow deal makers, and she's the one that actually does the hard work to make sure that those things get accomplished. So,
well, that's impressive because my siblings, we can't even decide on where we're gonna have Christmas dinner. It's like a 3-month fight just to come up with who's hosting it. So kudos, man.
Well, when you spend a lot of time driving your station wagon across the Midwest with no cell phones or anything, just a couple books of Mad Libs and a tape deck, right. Those batteries die, and then there might be some battles in the back of the car. You go through enough of those, I think the trials and tribulations of aviation seem kind of easy.
That's true.
But yeah, we've been pretty fortunate that it worked out for us. So. Well, and obviously you must have a good team, because you're talking about moving into a lot of different jurisdictions within Europe and within Asia that are completely different and behave differently. So that certainly can be a challenge. You talked about your Kuala Lumpur facility. We have a contract through KPMG with Malaysian Airlines for spares that we're supporting. And I spent a lot of time in KL, and it was a very different environment, work environment to be around. And it at times was very frustrating. As an American, sometimes we forget that our approach isn't the only one and fast and get it done now, and it sometimes isn't necessarily the result you're going to get. So you have to really start to understand that culture, and I'm sure you guys have those challenges as well as you go to through this process to really make sure you're meshing properly with that culture, wherever you're at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, culture is a big thing, right? So we do have to kind of step back sometimes because as Americans, we do have a certain expectation.
Yeah,
not always right, but that's our expectations.
Yep, absolutely. So I ask all of my guests on the Nose Tail podcast what their favorite aircraft is and why. So I'd love to hear what your take is.
Yeah, so my favorite aircraft is actually the 757. And I love that aircraft because it has been so underappreciated. In its time, when it first came out, it was very underappreciated. Now I think people are starting to realize, hey, we kind of missed out on this one. Perfect fit, right, for range, efficiency, distance, and that. And an awesome opportunity for layout with inside the cabin. So, it's kind of unfortunate that aircraft isn't flying as much as what it used to. And we keep hearing they're going to retire, then they refurbish, retired. So we'll see how long it keeps going, but I hope it stays around for a while.
Yeah, me too. I'm heavily invested in my career in that aircraft and love it as well. And some of my best friends work for the airlines that fly them. So fantastic. I hope they keep flying them, and I'll help them with the next aircraft too. But boy, the 75 is an amazing airplane.
Agreed.
Now, we talked earlier that you do fly for fun. What type of equipment are you flying around?
So I fly a Cherokee 140. I got my license almost exclusively in the Cessna 172, like so many people, and was introduced for a friend of mine that had a Cherokee. I got in. I love the low wing. I love how it handles. I love how it lands. So that's what I've stuck with ever since. So I love flying it.
Now, do you use it as a mini air taxi, or like, are you going into business and say, hey, I'm going to fly from Denver to LA, or is this I'm tooling around just for fun because it's awesome to glide in the sky?
Yeah, now, I mean, life gets busy, right? So now it is more just for fun. But in the past, I used it a lot, and I actually used it to visit customers and get in, because there's a lot of things in aviation that are time sensitive, need to be done now. And sometimes you have to meet in person to, kind of figure things out and get everything on the same page. So I would frequently jump in and fly up. When I was living up in the Midwest, actually, I lived in Wausau, Wisconsin, and I had a lot of customers down in the Chicago area, or even over in Dubuque. So it was much easier to jump up, get in the aircraft, you're down there in an hour and a half, 2 hours, instead of 4, 5, 6 hours through traffic and everything. So I hope to get back to using it more. But right now, I'm happy just getting up on clear days. I'm a sunny weather pilot. I don't play around with that stuff. But fortunately, now living in Houston, we have a lot of sunny weather days.
There you go. Always ask everybody, okay, is there something we haven't covered, something that maybe is important, or a standing point for maybe your organization, or anything that you want to cover from your side?
Yeah, no, I just want to say that we appreciate the trust that Jet Midwest puts in us. Like I said, the safety equipment is utmost important. Quality has to be second to none. It's a given, right? The quality has to be perfect. So we appreciate that you give us that trust, and that we're able to support you in everything that you guys do.
Well, I can tell you from a maintenance perspective, we've been working on some deliveries on some aircraft, and your support has been fantastic. The ability to get things in and out, and when we're sitting in the planning meeting every morning and they're going, when are those showing up? And they go, they're showing up on the 2nd. Okay, so we know it's going to be sitting downstairs on the 2nd. And hopefully my guys are smart enough to actually go downstairs, pick it up, bring it up through our own process problem, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes let's say it shows up on the 2nd, we put it on the airplane on the 4th. But it happens. So, but I do appreciate the support we have. And without great vendors like you guys, our job becomes almost impossible. And the value for us to have vendors that we can rely on, and we no longer have to shop for that product type anymore, because you guys have nailed it. And I definitely appreciate the relationship from this side on an operations end a lot. You guys really have helped us out, so I appreciate it.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Steven, thank you. I know all of our Nose to Tail podcast listeners are going to get a lot out of this. And hopefully, if they need any help with their safety equipment, they can reach out to your organization in one of your 18 locations. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, Nose to Tail. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Presented by Jet Midwest.